It's Christmas time and influencers just keep giving people something to talk about. While many are trying to figure out how they're gonna afford presents for their children this holiday, or rent, or food, influencers are also having issues. Yes, just like you, influencers have their struggles and hardships, like not being able to organize their $1 million closet.
I had my closet professionally organized, and it's literally starting to look like something out of the Princess Diaries.
Or the very huge issue of how to eat caviar in a more simplistic way.
So I've decided that I want to start eating caviar in a much more casual way.
And I just have to say, as an influencer who shops at Ross, influencer to influencer, I just have a quick question. Please come here. How are y'all getting all this money?
In-N-Out burger with a side of Ozempic.
Ozempic and fast food. And she's got it all in both hands at the same time and then complains that no one's watching her videos anymore.
I feel like I am like trying to run through mud to connect with my followers.
You guys grab your cup and pour one out for the influencers because they are having a hard time just like you.
Try being an influencer for a day.
And they need your help. This video is sponsored by me. All I ask is for you guys to hit that subscribe button and leave me the phrase of the day to help me with the algorithm gods.
In-N-Out burger with a side of Ozempic.
Hello everyone, I'm Michelle. These are my co-hosts. Well, co-host, I guess the other one left. We don't have no time to hear about influencers struggling in $1 million closets and slurping down Ozempic. Today we are talking about one of the most out-of-touch influencers who got canceled a few times, but the biggest cancellation was because she lost weight. Jaclyn Hill is one of the OG makeup YouTube influencers who switched to TikTok for the most part, and she has been struggling so much so that she hopped on TikTok and had to ask everyone, are you guys struggling with like views too?
I want to talk about something that I feel like maybe is a little controversial, maybe not, but I feel like no one really talks about it on social media. At least I don't see this conversation being had.
Yes, because even though you're on social media all the time where other influencers usually go, most people are not influencers. That's why you're not going to go to your local McDonald's and the fry cook isn't going to tell you about how low their views are this week.
I feel like we're in such a weird place on social media as content creators where I am like fighting. I feel like I am like trying to run through mud to connect with my followers.
Really? You would have a hard time connecting with followers? I would have never imagined that with the caviar tutorial.
Asked Jordan to go pick me up some caviar and he comes home with a little jar that was $250.
I mean, whose husband doesn't go out to the grocery store and pick out a 1.5 ounce bottle of $250 caviar? Who wouldn't relate to this?
I feel like there are so many bots and I feel like these apps are now controlling who views my videos.
Yes, it's definitely the apps, the bots, and Instagram.
I love to do iconic shit.
Something has to be going on because as someone who usually searches for cheap, affordable clothes that will fit my booty cheeks and let them breathe, I don't know why someone eating crab legs on a private jet wouldn't show up on my For You page.
I'm put in like this TikTok jail where my views are complete shit.
So you get it. You get the gist. She's just complaining that her views aren't something that they used to be. And it kind of stuck out to me because as a person who kind of does this myself, I don't have a manager. I don't understand analytics. I don't get it. Like if a video does well, it does well. If a video bombs, it bombs. I don't know what to do and how to fix it. But also a lot of people who are like the OG YouTubers, like right when YouTube started, they started, and you would get views pretty simply if you stayed consistent. It was very easy. You could post low effort content and get so many views as long as you're consistent and your personality is somewhat likable. And of course, you know, being pretty definitely helps, and doing makeup, people really wanted to know. YouTube was like this new thing for us, and now we can get free makeup tutorials right from our computer, and Jaclyn would deliver. But this video really shows, and I've seen this a lot with a lot of the OG YouTubers who are used to just putting up this certain type of content and just getting rewarded so easily, that they're struggling to find out that it's actually kind of hard to keep that in this modern influencer world.
This is just not the way it used to be. Like when I started, it was so organic. Like you subscribed to the people that you liked, you opened up those apps, or you got a notification on your phone saying so-and-so just posted a video, you go, you engage with it, and like it was that simple.
Yeah, because now you really have to work for it. The people that watch want a lot and they want it now. And I was looking at her profile, I was noticing two things. One, she doesn't post regularly, and two, her videos are getting 500,000 to 1 million views per video. How many more views do you need? The caviar video got 694,000 views.
Darling, of course I do. Shall we do a bun? I'm just kidding.
And it really just can show how delusional a lot of influencers can get when it comes to views. It's never enough for a lot of people, and they freak out when things get low, when for most people who do influencing or videos, entertainment in this realm, the views are always all over the place.
Now it's like, I put videos out there and sometimes I just feel like I'm talking to myself. I'm like, where is my audience?
They're probably also on private jets eating crab legs, and there's not that many of them that do that, so that might explain the low views. But I think one of the funniest parts of this,
Is anyone else struggling with this?
while a few days later she did a how to eat caviar tutorial, when she says, I don't do this for the money, I do it for my girls.
I'm at the point in my life and in my career where like, I only want to post for my girls. Like, the ones that I've built this relationship and this trust with.
So as someone who doesn't have a relationship or trust with an influencer who does makeup on YouTube and TikTok, I wanted to go into her profile. As someone who was scrolling, saw this video of her complaining that no one's following her and her engagement is low, and saying, okay, let's see what she's got. Am I interested in any of this? Does it relate to me? And I noticed two things. One, she doesn't post consistently. Even on her YouTube, the main place that she got her start, it's been 5 months. And her TikTok is super expensive clothing and makeup.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my most used bronzers first. Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer.
Jaclyn, that's $58. The most I spent on a bronzer was about $10 at Walgreens. She's always selling Amazon products.
I could not believe how long my lashes got.
And do I have to remind you guys about the caviar tutorial?
Okay, so there's the caviar all on its own. That's good caviar.
As someone who spent max $10 on bronzer, I don't need any more influencing on Amazon shopping, and I don't like caviar at all. I probably wouldn't engage with her content. So the video of Jaclyn complaining that she doesn't get a lot of engagement did not go out very well. She acted like she didn't understand why people weren't following her.
I'm just so confused, and I don't see a lot of people having this conversation.
Might I point out, and many people did, she's dressed as like the richest ski bitch that you would see in a Hallmark movie that's also staying at the lodge as the main character, who's just a completely out of touch person because her daddy's so rich. I'm not saying she's a bitch. I don't know this person. I'm saying that she's dressed as a rich person, and she is. The sweater she's wearing is $140. That's more than what people spend on food a week. And so a lot of people hated that because if you didn't notice, a lot of people are having a hard time with money. And so she saw the comments and said, oh, this is not going the way that I wanted. So she got back on and said, no, you guys are not understanding. I was talking about the app. And also, I was poor too. I know how it is.
And so my question to you guys is like, what is it that you want to see? Like, I started this 14 years ago when I was literally on food stamps, broke as hell. I had no clue that you could make a dime doing social media. I genuinely started it for the love of it.
And this really shows that even if you start from the slums and you just skyrocket, you get super rich, you kind of lose touch with reality or how a lot of other people actually live when, you know, they can't just go to the store and buy whatever. They have to check their bank account and see, can I really afford these extra carrots I want to buy? Or hot Cheetos. I don't know what you guys are buying these days. Have you guys seen the price of like snack food? I can't eat hot Cheetos anymore because inside of me, my IBS will kill me. But it goes up to like $8. Anyway, the fact that she said that I used to be poor too, I understand how it is, but also what would you guys like to see? I don't understand how I can connect with you guys. And then post the most Kim Kardashian Friendsgiving I have ever seen. So bad. That is beautiful. That's like for a movie. I absolutely love it. But I don't love it so much that I would follow this because I ain't doing that for nobody. We hosted this year for Thanksgiving, and if it wasn't for Garrett cooking, I would have went out and got a rotisserie chicken and some salad and said, here you go, I'm thankful for all of y'all. I'm not cooking anything for people because if you don't eat my food, I'll be pissed off. And neither did Jaclyn. She had a whole chef.
About to drop our first course of the night. It's gonna be a spicy toro crispy rice. On the top, we're gonna have a yuzu kosho guac, marinated spicy toro, and a little bit of sea salt.
See, I told you, Kim Kardashian type Thanksgiving. Looks great. Looks, well, not delicious to me. I would not eat that, but that looks expensive. Rich people love raw things, but there can only be one set of Kardashians who do this for Thanksgiving, and it seems that people are very fatigued from that. So to add some more and then complain about not getting views or people not relating to you is a little weird. I mean, they had a whole ass bartender.
Okay, cutie pie.
I don't like to bring up race all the time, but I went through the video and this party was the most rich white lady from the upper suburbs that you can get. There was so much screaming with wine in hand. Like a lot. Her friends got to hold her super rich bags. They got to hold a super diamond encrusted genie lamp. It feels so much like a movie, but the most stereotypical thing that they did was stand on that machine that shakes all the fat away while holding a glass of wine. But surprisingly, this wasn't the most out of touch thing that Jaclyn Hill has ever posted. It's the second most out of touch thing that she's posted. The first thing was when she wanted to lose weight, which I have never saw this controversy before. I saw everyone talking about it, but when I saw it, I was like, this is something that's so blown out of proportion. You guys, I finally watched it because her recent controversy would spark this controversy, and so people are talking about this again. And I was actually shooketh. Weight loss, it's all the rage. If you haven't heard, skinny is back in. In my head, it never left, but everyone is saying skinny is back in. But Jaclyn used to be a lot bigger. This is how I remember Jaclyn Hill showing up on my For You page on YouTube like 12 years ago. I did not connect the dots that the woman who was complaining about not having enough views while eating caviar was this girl as well. 6 months ago, that reoccurring phrase about Jaclyn Hill would come up, that she is completely out of touch, when she would post a video saying, I took Ozempic because I cannot lose weight. There's nothing that I can do. I've tried every single diet and the fat won't get off my ass. And the video opens up with the most dramatic opening. You would think that somebody died.
So much has changed the last 10 months. My life doesn't even really resemble or look the same at all, except for one thing.
She's skinny! And she vlogged the whole thing, the hardships, the pain.
I have not lost 1 pound since I moved here.
I have to say that I was wrong in this situation. I saw all of the thumbnails, all the people talking about this, saying she's so out of touch for losing weight. And in my head, I was like, you guys are so freaking stupid. She just lost weight. Who cares? Move on. Be fat if you want to, or don't. Eat your hot Cheetos dipped in cream cheese with a side of grilled cheese. Or have a salad. Who cares? How is not wanting to have diabetes out of touch? But I have finally watched this video and I can see why this started trending.
I am starting Ozempic.
She even had an evil rich girl laugh at the end. And she flipped her hair. So it didn't start well, and deeper going into the video, it didn't end well. Mostly because, one, she was bragging about getting Ozempic, something that many people can't afford. Many of the rich people are overusing, and she was already skinny. She actually lost, I think, 30 or 40 pounds before this video, and it was not enough. She wanted to get even thinner, skinnier, more powerful, or in other words, more breakable. You know, she just wanted to be a skinny girly, and she was going to do anything to get it.
I wish I could go back to the very last time that I wore a tank top with confidence and just relive that moment. Like, I want to live that again so bad. Like, I didn't know that that was my last time wearing a tank top.
She just wanted to lose at least a pound. 1 pound, which was great. Her doctor said, you'll probably lose a couple.
She also said that for the next month, I can expect to only see about 1 or 2 pounds of weight loss a week. And I'm like, are you kidding? I will take that. I have not been able to lose a pound in 10 months. Like, if I see the scale go down, I'm gonna be like, yes! Praise God, like anything matters.
And she was ready to share the ins and outs of this drug that everyone's talking about online. She is doing it not for herself, not for her to be in this TikTok, for you, the watcher. And she's going to stay real and truthful. And of course, relatable.
Here I am doing it and vlogging it for you. This is the shit that no one talks about when taking this stuff. And you know, I'm gonna keep it real.
The first day of the weight loss drug is here. And she does what anyone would do, get In-N-Out and then shoot up with Ozempic.
In-N-Out burger with a side of Ozempic.
During the video, there was a lot of conflicting information that Jaclyn would say, and I think she would forget that one day she would say one thing and the next day she would say a totally opposite thing, as in she just can't control the food that she's eating.
The food noise never stops. Like, I'm constantly thinking about food. My hanger is out of control. Jordan's in the background right now just shaking his head back and forth because it's something that he deals with every single day. And I have to tell him every day, multiple times a day, I'm sorry, I'm just like really bitchy right now, I'm hangry.
The food monster is inside of her. When she feels that hunger, she doesn't know what she is. You've heard of Jekyll and Hyde. Have you heard of Jaclyn and Hilda? Well, here she is when she's hungry, and that's why she needed the shot, to be able to control all of that, suppress it. Because she's a mess when she eats. She can't stop. She has no control. But then in the next segment of the vlog, she would post this.
I'm really good at controlling how much I eat so I don't gain weight. Like, I know how to eat 2 or 3 Reese's and not the entire bag, you know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean, because I thought Ozempic was for people who would eat the entire bag. I used to be able to eat that whole entire bag. It felt so good until it didn't. So many people were saying, girl, you're just getting on Ozempic because you want to get unrealistically skinny for your body just for the aesthetic reason. You're taking a drug that people need to get out of like the obesity range to just be a stick. And I don't know if the stick aesthetic was her goal, but while she was on the drug, she was having a lot of issues with eating.
I am so sensitive. Everything makes me nauseous. Everything just makes me sick. I'm allergic to so much. I break out in hives. I'm just a sensitive little girly, okay?
But also her telling me about her diet really showed that she probably didn't try everything when she was trying to lose weight.
I wake up in the morning and I wake up for food. I want a cup of coffee and I want breakfast, like immediately. This morning I woke up and you guys, breakfast did not even cross my mind for at least 3 hours. All of a sudden my stomach started growling and I was like, oh my God. And I looked at the clock and I was like, holy shit, it's 1 o'clock and I haven't had anything. And I woke up at 9 today. So I went downstairs and I made myself like an English muffin with peanut butter and a banana.
Hold it, ready for some ex-fitness trainer and binger / bottomless pit knowledge. Her telling me that she got an English muffin, a banana, and peanut butter is all she needed to say for me to understand, no shit, you were hungry before. If I ate that, I would be hangry too. I'll put a little bar here for anyone who doesn't give a fuck about this, but let me remind you, as someone who is a bottomless pit type girl, I love to eat and I have to stay full. English muffin is 140 calories. I don't know which one she got. Sometimes they go up to 200. And those things are tiny. They're like the size of my palm. I'm 5'2". That's small. That's not gonna fill up my stomach. Peanut butter, 200 calories for about this much. And a banana, great. Healthy, but still a lot of calories for something that is not going to fill up your stomach. So if she would eat that type of breakfast normally before Ozempic when she would get hangry, then it's no surprise why she was so hungry, and she was most likely creeping back into the kitchen for more snacks. I'm gonna actually insert 2 of my breakfasts here. One is a little bit more Americanized, normal, but lower in calories. So 2 chicken sausages with a salad, with a whole egg, and a roasted potato, 280 calories, and it got me through my whole hour-and-a-half workout. I took the dogs for a walk and another hour after, and cleaned my house, and I was hungry after about 4 hours. And the other one is just leftovers from the night beforehand because I was very hungry when I woke up, so I needed to get something to fill my stomach. And as you can see, each of these meals are around 250 to 320 calories, and my whole plate has to be full. That is the key. Low-calorie foods that you can eat in a high volume. Okay, that's my rant. Back to the commentary. Anyway, the video showed me that Jaclyn really didn't do everything that she needed to do to help fix her food addiction. It seemed that reaching for snacky type food was part of her normal routine, but now she gets to chase it with some Ozempic.
I'm eating pie and injecting myself with Ozempic at the same time.
Why would you post this? You know people are gonna make videos about it, and they did. It had to be part of her plan, right? You know if you're going to get Ozempic, the thing that's very controversial, and then eat cheeseburgers and pies with it, people are gonna have a lot to say. So she did get the engagement that she probably wanted, but she also wasn't getting the fast results that she wanted.
I weighed myself this morning and I lost 1 pound in 10 days, which is like nothing in my opinion.
And so she kept calling her doctor saying, I need to lose weight. I'm not losing weight. I gotta lose weight. Come on, what's going on?
She's like, this is normal. We're doing it like this because I don't want you to get nauseous. I don't want you to feel sick. 1 pound in 10 days. Testing my patience.
She was even thinking about going under the knife, but eventually she stuck with sticking a needle in her abdomen, and she finally lost all the weight that she wanted.
I have now been on that one for 2 months and I have lost a little over 20 pounds.
And you guys know what that means. Oh yeah, it's tank top time, baby.
I'm in a tank top and I'm not like, I don't feel disgusting. Like I don't feel the way I used to feel in a tank top. Like, damn.
Which I have to say, people were very upset about her tank top comments, but as someone who was bigger before, and when I ask my family if I was fat, mostly everybody says, no, you were fine. Keep in mind, my family's like almost my 600-pound life type people, so anything slightly smaller than them, they think is skinny and has a problem. But my sister, whenever I ask her, she says, no, you weren't fat, but you had fat arms. You know what? Let me call her right now, see if she changes her tone.
Oh,
Keisha, did I used to be fat to you?
yeah, fat arms.
See, so I understand the tank top comment, but once she got to her goal weight, it wasn't enough.
I actually went to a liposuction consultation a couple days ago because there's something that I've wanted done, a little something.
And then at the end of her 3 months experiment where she was supposed to get off, where she promised she was going to get off, where she said, I don't want to be on this, she has a little bit of bad news for the watchers.
I'm going to stay on this for another couple of weeks. I've been on it officially now 2 months.
She explained that something with her blood work, her doctor recommended, or like the third or fourth, fifth doctor that finally said you can have a GLP told her that she should stay on it.
Just my inflammation, my cortisol, it's just all so out of whack still.
According to Jaclyn, she said that she got off, and a lot of people who stay on, like a lot of her friends, apparently a lot of her friends and family members are all on it, which is probably why she got influenced to get on it, because everyone else, I mean, come on, you're living in LA, you're an influencer, everybody's getting skinny except for you, and you're eating In-N-Out. No, you gotta eat your In-N-Out with your Ozempic like everybody else you wanna fit in. But she said that she got off of it because a lot of people who stay on, they get very gauntly.
They're taking this way too far. Their skin is getting so saggy. They're not getting proper nutrition. They're not taking care of their skin. You're depleting your collagen. You're screwing up your hormones and you're not giving your body enough fat to feed off of. And he's like, and I've got 27-year-old girls coming to my office wanting a consultation for a facelift and I refuse to do it. And I just don't want to be one of those girls. Not to compare myself to anybody else, but I don't know anybody personally who's only done a GLP-1 for 2 or 3 months. Everyone that I personally know has been on it for like at least 6 months plus.
And too skinny, and she doesn't want that. So apparently she got off. But it was interesting to watch a couple months later because I passed over this pretty quick. One, because I'm scared of needles. And this girl throughout this whole thing was injecting herself and eating and having a great time. And I just wasn't ready to see that. But many people are saying this is why Jaclyn is so out of touch. She's injecting herself with Ozempic, eating her pies and her In-N-Out burger, going on private jets, eating caviar, wearing $150 sweatshirts and saying, why doesn't anyone else relate to this? I mean, I got caviar. To be fair, in her head, she dipped her chicken nuggets into the caviar, and chicken nuggets is clearly for poor people.
So we're gonna take a generous amount, put it on the nugget, juice. That chicken nugget is disgusting.
It's not just influencers who are out of touch. It's just rich people in general who have this obscene amount of money that they can just spend on the most extravagant things. They don't understand that other people struggle. I used to train very, very rich people, and it was just interesting how different their mind is. And I got really close to one of the rich ladies. Like, she would tell me everything about her husband. I knew everything about his and that he beat her. And he has like a secret stash of money hidden in the walls. I don't know what was going on there, but I wasn't gonna hang outside of training with her. But she was asking how much money I saved up because I wanted to move to Arizona where it's a lot cheaper, because at that time at 21 or 22 I couldn't live in California. I couldn't even afford a 1-bedroom apartment here. And so she asked, how much money do you have saved up? And I was so proud of myself because I saved up $8,500. And when I told her that, she literally steps back and goes, that's it? I saved that money since I started babysitting, since I was 9 years old. So for this rich, super skinny, she was not white, she was black, to just look at me like I was disgusting for having $8,000 to my name was just like but to her, that was nothing. She gets, I think she said $200,000 from her husband every month for her allowance. Do you know what I could do for $200,000? Buy a house. So it's really not influencers being delusional. There's plenty of influencers who are relatively normal and shop at Walmart. It's just the ones that chase money and are all about money. We just talked about Kim Kardashian and her new show, and how her new show just seems like a weird fantasy that she made where she is a top lawyer and within 10 years she has a almost billion-dollar law firm and all they do is win every single case, because that's her reality. That's probably what would happen for Kim if she could just pass that bar exam. And you guys should check it out. We're on episode 2. I'll link it right here and right down below. Did I mention Jaclyn hangs out with Kim K? She also hangs out with that Twilight guy's wife, Taylor Lautner. She's always chilling with celebrities. She's gonna be very out of touch with how most people are. But that's all I have for you guys today. Do you have anything to say, Mr. Rig? Well, on that note, I will see you guys next time. Bye.